Get ready to laugh out loud? Here are the 5 best jokes of the day that will have you cracking up in no time. So you know how couples sometimes get together for game nights, right? Well, this one night, 2 couples, Jake and Lisa and Matt and Emily, are playing poker at Matt and Emily's place. It's one of those intense games where the stakes keep going up, but no one's really winning. Anyway, Jake, being the cocky guy he is, decides he's gonna bluff big. So, he leans down to grab a card that fell under the table, and guess what? He catches a full-on view of something he really wasn't expecting. Emily, Matt's wife, isn't wearing anything under her dress. Now, Jake's not the smoothest guy in the world, so of course he bangs his head on the table trying to get up. He reappears red-faced and flustered, trying to pretend nothing happened. But you know, the awkwardness is palpable. Later, Jake goes to the kitchen to grab a drink, and wouldn't you know it, Emily follows him in. She gives him this playful look and goes, "So, did you see something interesting back there?" Jake, not sure what to say, stammers out, yeah, something like that." Emily smirks and whispered, "Well, if you liked what you saw, you can enjoy it for $500. Now Jake is shook. But he starts thinking about it, and a couple minutes later he's like, "You know what? Sure, let's do it." Emily tells him, "Come by Saturday afternoon around 3. Matt's always at the gym lifting weights then, so we'll have the house to ourselves." So Saturday rolls around, and Jake shows up at exactly 3 p.m. with $500 in cash. They go upstairs, handle their business, and Jake's out of there like a thief in the night. Later that evening, Matt comes home from the gym, all sweaty, and he asks Emily, "Hey, did Jake stop by earlier?" Emily's heart skips a beat, but she plays it cool and says, Yeah, he was here for a little bit." Matt, without missing a beat, goes, "Did he give you $500? Emily's sweating now, but she nods and goes, Yeah, he gave me $500. Matt grins and says, "Oh, awesome. I loaned him $500 earlier this week to cover his car repairs. He said he'd drop it off today."
Huh?
Alright, so I got this uncle, right? Real rough around the edges kind of guy. You know, the type who thinks he's giving you life advice, but it's mostly terrible. So one day he says, "Listen, kid, it's time you learn about women. But we're on a budget, so we gotta get creative." Now, most uncles might give you some cash, maybe send you off with some words of wisdom. Not my uncle. Nope. He hands me a sheep. A sheep. And he says, "Go see this lady in town. She'll know what to do." I'm sitting there like, what the hell am I supposed to do with a sheep? But I go, because, you know, it's my uncle and all. So I take this sheep to this, friendly lady's house. So I walk in, give her the sheep, like that's normal. And she's like, "All right, head upstairs." I'm nervous, but I go up. And man, we hit it off. Like, she's really into it. Afterwards, she's like, "Wow, that was amazing. Can you do it again?" I'm sitting there like, I only brought 1 sheep. I kinda gotta get back to the farm." But then she says, "Hey, tell you what, if I give you back the sheep, will you do it again?" Now, I'm no genius, but that sounds like a good deal. So I'm like, "Sure." And we go for round 2, and she's loving it. Afterwards, she's like, "Hey, I gotta tell my friend about this. You should go to her place next." And I'm like, okay, I guess that works." So she gives me back the sheep, tells me how to get to her friend's house. I'm just out here with a sheep, living life thinking, man, this is going great. But when I get to her friend's place, there's this big dude standing at the door like he's security or something. I'm like, excuse me, I need to go in there. And this guy's like, "No way, kid. That's my girlfriend in there. You're not going anywhere near her." Now, I don't know what's happening, so I just say, "But I really need to go inside." The guy looks at me, then at the sheep, and he's like, "Nah, you're not going in. But here's $20. Just get lost." Hands me a 20 and sends me on my way. So now, I'm heading home, got the sheep under my arm, $20 in my pocket, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I get back, and my uncle's waiting for me like, "What happened? Did you do what I told you?" And I'm like, "Yep, I got a good time for a sheep for a good time, $20 for sheeping around, and guess what, I still have the sheep." My uncle's eyes go wide and he yells, "What the hell did you do to that sheep? I told you to learn about women, not become a damn shepherd. So the other day, my wife comes home looking all excited, like she just won the lottery or something. She goes, "Honey, remember how I've been super stressed about my weight lately? Well, guess what? It's all good now." And I'm like, "Wait, seriously? How did that happen?" She says, "My friend Jessica told me about this hypnotist. He had me stand in front of the mirror and say, 'I love my body. I love my body.' And just like that, boom, no more insecurities. I feel great." I'm thinking, wow, that's awesome, right? Then she goes, "Hey, lately you've been kinda, low energy in the bedroom. Why don't you try the hypnotist too? Maybe it'll spice things up." At first I'm like, I don't know about that. But then I'm like, you know what? Why not? So I go see this hypnotist. He tells me to stand in front of the mirror and repeat, "I'm a lion in bed. I'm a lion in bed." I get home, feeling all pumped up, and the moment I walk through the door, I'm like, it's go time. I pick up my wife, carry her to the bedroom, and round one, boom. She's like, "Wow, that was amazing." And I'm like, "Hold on, I'll be right back." So I head to the bathroom, fix myself up, come back for round two, even better. My wife's head is spinning. She's like, "Whoa, what's gotten into you?" And I'm like, "Wait right here, I'll be back again." This time, she's curious, so she sneaks behind me to see what I'm doing in the bathroom. She catches me standing in front of the mirror, and I'm saying, "I'm with Jessica. I'm with Jessica. I'm with Jessica." Suddenly, she busts through the door. "Who the hell is Jessica?" Huh? All right, let me tell you guys about the craziest thing that happened. Picture this. A nun accidentally walks into a Hooters. Yeah, you heard me right. Hooters. Like, what was she thinking? It's the place where you go for wings, sports, and, let's be honest, scenic views. And here's this nun, in full habit, just strolling in like she's about to catch a game or something. But no, she's just really gotta pee. So she walks in, and the whole place just stops. Like people were cheering, watching the game, chugging beers, and then, boom, nun enters. Silence. It's like the Pope himself walked in with a clipboard, about to do a surprise inspection. She goes up to the bartender, all calm, and says, "Excuse me, may I use the restroom?" Now the bartender, he's loving this. He's like, "Of course, sister, but I gotta warn you, there's a statue of a naked guy in there. He's only covered by a fig leaf." And the nun, being super innocent, just says, "Oh, no problem. I'll just avert my eyes." So she goes to the restroom, right? Does her business. But then, when she walks back out, the whole place erupts into applause. Like people are standing up, cheering. It's like they just won the Super Bowl or something. She's totally confused. She goes back to the bartender and asks, "Why is everyone clapping?" And the bartender just starts cracking up. He says, "Sister, every time someone lifts the fig leaf on that statue, the lights in here go out. So now everyone knows you took a peek." And he goes, "How about that drink now, sister?" So there's this guy at the airport, right? He's just had one of those days. His flight got canceled, and now he's wandering around the terminal like a lost puppy. You know the type. He's checking his phone, looking at the departure board, but he has no clue what's going on. Finally, he spots this woman sitting there, cool as a cucumber, just reading her book. So he walks over and says, "Hey, excuse me, I had a flight, but it got canceled, and now I don't even know where I am or how to get to my next one. Can you help me?" The woman looks up, barely skipping a beat, and says, "Oh, sure. You're in Terminal 3 near Gate B. You're at about 40 degrees north latitude, 74 degrees west longitude. Your next flight? That leaves from Gate D at 7 p.m. He's standing there, blinking, and goes, "Wow, you must be an engineer." She gives a little smile. "Yeah, how'd you know?" "Well," he says, "because everything you just said is super precise, but I'm still completely lost." Without missing a beat, she looks him up and down and says, "Well, you must be in management." He's confused. "How'd you figure that out?" She says, Because you have no idea where you are, no idea where you're going, you had a plan that fell apart, and now you're hoping someone else can clean up your mess. And let me guess, when things still don't work out, you'll say it's my fault. Huh? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to make your day even better.